Hello guys, we're actually playing a different game today. Um, this is a new game that just came out. It is in early access. You can get it on Steam, uh, in the Steam store. It also is planning on coming to Epic Games, but I'm not for sure when it's actually going to be available on Epic. It is a work in progress, but it is a great game so far. They have a very good community that of developers and just players that is doing some really good stuff. So I have played this game a little bit. I went through the tutorial. Um, I even built up my town uh, as far as I could in the tutorial. The only thing is with the tutorial, after you do the church mission, visitors stop coming, but you can still hire recruits and things like that. But we're going to start a new kingdom or campaign. This is the tutorial, okay? And you know what? We're not going to do a new campaign yet. They're still working on that a little bit. We'll go to a new uh, kingdom. This is sandbox mode. They are planning on putting a hard setting and a brutal setting. As you can see, it says coming soon. I cannot wait until I find out what that's about. But for the sakes of this video, we're going to do easy. Start a new easy sandbox session, yes. Alright, and here's where you kind of spawn in at. If you hit P, it'll bring up the tactical view. And you can actually build in this view too. I'll show you a little bit of that here in a minute. But as you can see, you got different resource spots. Um, there is kind of an empty layout up here that you can tell where a town should be. And that is actually where we're going to start, for the simple fact that it is close to a bunch of resources. And you want to be as close to resources as you can get. Um, and I'll explain. If you just head up the road, if you hit shift while you hit W to walk, you can run. Uh, I would recommend, before you go into town, because you don't want to use up all your resources where you're going to build at. You will need some wood to start with. So we'll just walk up to some of these outer trees. If you click E, that will fell the tree. You do not have to keep spamming E. It automatically works through itself and does the whole thing. As you can see, I am not holding E at all right now, and I'm not spamming it. The only thing is, if anything walks in your way while you're doing this, it will stop the action. So you'll have to restart the action. But that is not a big deal. Um, I don't know if it's something that they're going to tweak on or not. But to me, it just seems more realistic doing it this way, more immersive. Because in real life, you wouldn't. You just when you go to chop down a tree, you just start chopping until a tree fell. And if anything got in your way, you would stop doing that action. Like if a person walked in front of you or walked into the line of the tree or something, you would stop doing that in real life. So that part about it stopping don't bother me at all. I kind of like it. Okay. I am really loving this game so far. They, like I said, it is early access, and there is still some bugs and stuff that they're working on. Um, they're also taking advice from and suggestions from the community. The devs are really, really ambient about involving the community in the development of the game, and I like that about it. Not a lot of games allow you to do that, but if you hit I, it will open up your inventory. We have 66 logs right now. That should be good enough to get started with. If you want to hide whatever's in your hand, like my axe is on 3, and all this at the bottom, all the HUD at the bottom, the hammer and the destruction hammer, the axe, the fishing rod, pickaxe, sword, that's all pre-done. It's built into the game that way. And the axe is 3, so if you just hit the number 3 again on your keyboard, it will hide the axe if you have it in your hand. And it also do it with any other thing that's in the hotbar. That way you don't look like you're a madman running around with an axe or a sword or something in your hand. The game does have an autosave feature. Alright, now let's go to tactical view. It shows you play, you can zoom in. It shows where your player is. I want the very first thing we need is a forager's hut. And it don't show the berry bushes on here for some reason. Uh, I think they're planning to fix that to where the berry bushes will show up as a resource. But see, like right here, I believe this is a berry bush. And I believe this is a berry bush, and this is a berry bush. You have the buildings, I do believe, have like a 200-meter distance where your workers can go out and do their jobs. Like if it's a forager, then you know they can go out 200 meters from the forager's hut. Um, same thing with the lumber, the sawmill, the lumberjacks uh, will go out 200 meters to cut the trees. So the first thing we're going to build is a forager's hut. And I think I am going to build that right here. So if you just click on a spot on the map, it will place a waypoint so you can find it when you go out of tactical view. But I do believe we're going to put our forager's hut here. Um, if I'm not mistaken, this is pretty much the same layout that the town is in when you do the tutorial, which is the first campaign. And I believe this is where the forager's hut is automatically. So if you hit F on your keyboard, it will open the build menu. You click that box up there to show all, or it's got some free things here: wooden wall, wood foundation. But I want to see all. Right now, all we can build is tier 1, just because I don't have no bricks. But your bricks are these white brick walls and brick gables and all that kind of stuff. Then you have the stone pieces, which is made from granite. Uh, then you have all your different roof ideas and pieces, and then your miscellaneous. But I'm not going to get into too much detail on that right there. Uh, if you look up Nobel Legacy on YouTube, I do recommend that you check their channel out and subscribe to it, because the devs are absolutely posting uh, videos uh, as a new update comes out or new features. Uh, One of the devs on the dev team, his name is Will, and I hope he don't mind me telling you guys that. But there's some videos that goes more in depth on their channel, and so I would highly recommend checking out their channel and also joining their Discord page and becoming a part of the lovely community that they have. And the devs and the community is always active on there. Uh, if I had any questions or issues, uh, I've gotten an answer. Usually it's within a couple minutes. Somebody, whether it'll be a dev member or a moderator or, just a community member that, can help me, usually answers my questions right away. Um, the longest that I've had to wait for an answer is maybe 15 minutes, you know, but they have a lot of good information on their uh, FAQ on their Discord, which they are continuously adding to. So they have a lot of really, really good and useful information. The community, this game, you can actually uh, share your community builds and stuff with the community. So we're just going to make a simple tier 1 forester hut here. Now this is just going to be Or you know what? I said simple. So if you do use your destruction hammer, if you ever played the demo, you didn't get any materials back with the destruction hammer. Uh, but I seen where it was suggested by one of the community members that you would be able to get your some materials back. But also, if you just look at the piece and hit Q, you can do that, and it'll give you all your materials back. I think that the construction hammer only gives you partial, which is something. It's better than nothing. All right, so we're going to do a little simple base here, foundation, and then we'll go to miscellaneous parts. And we'll put in some wood structures, supports. Okay. And we need some walls. They do have this damaged wood wall look that was recently added. I've never used it. This will be the first time I using it. The placement is a little finicky still. You gotta, as you can see, they gotta finesse that just a little bit. Uh, Sometimes I find it a little easier if you go on the outside. Well, I just found a bug, I think. Yeah, that that is definitely a bug. So we won't use that one, and I will report that. So we'll just use regular construction walls. The regular wood walls. Why is it not? Alright, that might be part of the bug. So, we'll just leave the front and the back open for now. See, you got these brick floor pieces and everything. Uh, all kinds of good stuff in here. I am a fan of the thatched roofs. Like I said, the placement is a little finicky, uh, and I think it has to do with the camera angle. And I have suggested and reported that. But if you hit R on your keyboard, if it don't line up right, you can rotate it to come into place. And since this is a smaller structure, we can use this wood wall to put in there and in there. All right. Now, we've got a structure up, but it's not considered a forager's hut yet. And in order to do that, you have to go into your build menu, go to productions, and right here, forager's basket, you can see we need 5 planks. I personally done this on purpose, guys, so I could show you. Uh, in order to get 5 planks, you have to build a lumber yard or a sawyer, lumber mill. Lumber mill, I think is what it's called. Uh, like I said, we'll get some trees. Or actually, how many trees do I have left? I have 43. I got enough. So let's go back into tactical view. Try to plan out where we're going to put this. As you can see, there's a lot of trees over here. So I think I'll put my lumber mill click on that to get that off. Replace it over there. Oops, hit the wrong button. You got to hit P again to get back out. I think I'm going to put my lumber mill over here. Okay. And just a heads up, everything has to be placed on a foundation. We'll do this one a little bit higher. Actually, this is a good time to show you a prefab. There's actually a prefab. You go into your building thing, hit prefabs, and it's got community right here. This is a prefab of a tavern that I submitted. Housing, economy, woodcutters. This was uh, designed by one of the community members and shared. We are missing 21 wood planks, so I can't build that one yet. So we'll just have to make a basic one for now. But at least you get the gist of the prefabs. Alright, and then we'll just walk over a little bit. This needs to be a little larger. That's a basic one. Um, and then I think the only requirements to consider it, actual building is a floor, a structure base, and a roof. Let's climb up here. We'll place down some of our structures. And just to double check, I'll try this. Woodcutter's bench. Where am I going to place that? To make this a lumber mill, you gotta have woodcutter's bench, and the green arrow shows you the side that the NPC interacts with. So you kind of want it facing away from you. And also, we need a log pile let's see if that counts as a woodcutter. Hit K to go into your Kingdoms tab, and then there's a Buildings tab. Woodcutter. You have the status. You gotta have two peasants available. One for a lumberjack, one for a sawyer. It has the maintenance and the details, which is the refined lumber gives you. You take one log, you'll get 5 planks per log and one kindling, which you need the kindling to fuel your homes for heat. So you do not have to have a roof on it. I thought you did, so I was wrong there. And I, I'm I'm not the type of person that don't admit when he's wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. But if you just walk up to the sawyer's bench and hit E, just like felling a tree, it will go through the sawing, and you'll see over here on the side what you're picking up in the bottom left hand corner. It shows you how many planks and stuff you have. We'll go for about a 50 shot here. Should be good to get started a little bit. Alright, and all you have to do is just walk away from it and it stops the action. So, now, let's go back over here to our forager's hut. You know what? Is that going to delete my roof? I will leave it like that. I was going to see, like I said, them little bitty light green bushes on the map is the bush, is berry bushes. All right, and I can get up that fine, but the NPCs might have a little trouble. So we'll place a wood foundation stair if we can find a good spot for it. Makes it a little easier. Now let's go back to see, now we can make the forager's basket. Before it was red. I'm going to put 2 of them down there. And that's all you need. Alright, and then if you go to K, I was already on the buildings tab. As you can see, we now have a forager. Okay, now's a good time to go to your recruits. Alright, he's a homebody, which means you can either gain plus 10 morale based on home proximity to work, or you could lose 20 morale based on the home proximity of work. And he says he's lazy. Starts work 1 hour late. Okay. And we need a forager. So hit negotiate. And then make offer. He rejected it. I did that on purpose so I can show you that they can reject the offers. But don't worry, if they reject your offer, they have a possibility. If it's usually most people does it with like the nobles and the tradesmen. Uh, but if you find a NPC that you like and they reject your offer, don't worry, you didn't lose them forever. They do have a chance of showing back up in the pool when it refreshes, and it says time remaining. That's our time remaining before the pool refreshes. Alexander here, he's fraternal, which gives 10% morale to male coworkers, but 10% or negative 10 to female coworkers. So let's negotiate him. And what I usually do, if I have the coin, I usually just top it out. That way I know they ain't going to reject it. All right. We have to build him a house, though. So you can go to buildings. Wait a minute. Villagers. You can see he's got 3 strength. Uh, his aptitude is good. Charisma is what you're looking for to improve coin. And rating earned from visitors. Uh, so that would actually pertain to your market stalls and stuff like that, which is a tradesman position. But he has 3 strengths, so he will make a great lumberjack. So we'll go to woodcutter, just click and drag. There you go. Now, let's go over here to our woodcutters. And we actually have an open lot right here. So I could build it there. That's pretty close. Alright, so hit F, open your build menu, structural, go back up to foundations. We'll make like a little bitty small front porch here. Uh, Actually, I'm missing lumber. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. We're missing lumber, so I can actually cut this tree down, I think. Maybe that's not one of the ones that you can cut down. Let's see. Yeah, I think the half dead ones. Well, no, I'm wrong. Cause this one is showing up. I don't know, but for some reason I've had trouble with some trees that they can cut down, some trees you can't. Uh, it might be a bug. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Uh, uh, and also, if you see down there in the bottom left hand corner, it says new recruits available. So that means our pool has refreshed. Now we have a tradesman here, which is Magdalena. She's a night owl, which schedule is offset 2 hours forward. She's a homebody. Uh, and then her requirements is a house with a building value of 16, a tavern with decoration score of 20. We ain't got that yet, so we can't, don't even negotiate. Elizabeth is a night owl and a wanderer, spends free time wandering around the neighborhood. She has no housing requirements, so let's negotiate with her. All right. And we will put her as a forger. Uh, as you can see, our here, let me take her off. See, our productivity bonus is at 5% right now. But since she is a wanderer or a wanderer and likes to wander and everything, I'm pretty sure that is what makes our productivity goes up. It's based off of their traits also, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay. Sorry, my mouse went over to my other monitor. I had to get it back. All right. So, can I not chop this tree? No, I can't. It's not showing up. So, I guess we could do a shotgun style house. So let's go back to our build menu. Oh, it's letting me place it over there now. We'll do a 3 by 3. Climb up here. I tell you what, we'll make that the back of the house. Um, let's do some of these half wood foundations. Out of planks, I bet. Oh, lumber. All right, this is a good time to go over to see if our lumberjack has done anything. So until you get, no, he has not. I wonder if it's because he can't reach the log pile. Hang on a second. Let's go wooden foundation stairs. We'll place that there. See if he can get up there now. Alright, so I mean, you can help your villagers starting out, uh, but the idea, I don't know why that tree's not showing up. Let's see. Let's go see if we can talk to him. Alexander, inventory. Why have you not cut down any lumber, sir? Oh, and they do have an advanced uh, AI system where you can do have a deeper conversation. I do not have that set up yet, but I will do a video and let you guys know when I do get it set up. You can tell them to keep up the good work. You need to work harder because you ain't done nothing. You got to earn your keep in my village. It could be because he's homeless too. Let's see if we can find a tree to cut down. Yeah, right there's one. And you actually, for the number down here, it says 14. That's not how many logs you get. That's how many chops it takes to disappear the tree. You do get two logs, as you can see in the bottom left. It says 28. It is double whatever it says. You get two logs for every action, which is a pretty good return there. Let's cut down one more. See, like this one, we're going to get 26. Oh, and something else I forgot to show you guys. Wrong tab. In the Kingdoms tab, you can actually go over to Kingdom. And right now, our status, you start out at a homestead rank. Uh, Population 2 of 0. Visitors, we haven't had none because we don't have a market stall set up yet. It tells you your value, kingdom value, uh, your morale of your villagers or a whole village, the food reserves, and it says the next rank is Hamlet. To get to Hamlet, it requires a woodcutter. We have to build a storehouse, a basic tavern, and a population of 6. And it requires a holdings of 100, which we have. All right, so let's go back here. Jump up on here. Where's that front porch at again? All right, let's finish the porch up. Okay, now we'll add the door. We'll do a couple wooden windows. Sometimes you have to move around a little bit. And then we'll do the regular wood wall there, wood wall there. Now see, I don't like that that tree clips through. Uh, Technically, we should be able to remove that tree. I'm wondering if I just have to place myself a certain way. Yeah, so let's go ahead and remove this tree. So it wasn't a bug, it was a player issue. Sorry for background noise, guys, but I have to get my little sugar rush for the day on. That waypoint is bugging me, so let's remove it. All right, now let's add some wood foundation stairs. We'll give him a nice wide stairway. Go back to our build menu. Uh, and I need to place a couple of windows back here where I left these open. One right in the middle there. And I think that's the walls. Okay. And just for tutorial video or walkthrough video, I'll show you this too, guys. If you go to miscellaneous, nope, that's a tier 2. Um, right here, I think that's tier 1. You can actually build a second floor. Let's go back to floors. Okay, this is an error, a player error. I thought I was able to place the stairs first. Uh, Floors. Is that going the same way? I don't think it is. It might be. Rotate. Can't rotate it. It rotates automatically. And then we need to leave that one open for the stair and landing. Alright. And then we can go back to the walls. Well, don't do what I just did. Well, let me get out of this build menu until I get up there at ghost images. Alright, now let's go to walls. I think I want a window right here. And then a window right there. But you get the point. You can add a second floor. Now, like I said, I'm a sucker for thatch, but the regular thatch roofing is not wide enough to go on this. So we have to use uh, these pieces. You know what? I ain't never used this one before, so let's try these. Okay, and then hypothetically, you should be able to add one of them and rotate, rotate, up, rotate, rotate. Alright, we'll take a look at that. While we're up here, though, we're going to do a little bit of decoration. You got a decoration tab here, and this is where you're going to find your door and your shutters. Why they're considered decorations, I do not know, but that's the way the devs intended it to be. All right. Add the shutters, which is kind of nice because you don't want no open window, just a hole in the wall because that would make your house very cold in the wintertime. All right, and then we'll do the door. Okay, lighting. Uh, See, this one we have to research, but we have these nice pour candle. I can't remember what they're called. I call them wall chandeliers, but I know there's an actual name for them. All right, and then we're gonna go to furniture. Dinette table. We'll set it right under the chandelier. And then we need a couple chairs, which I need more planks for. Well, hit the wrong tab again. I do that a lot, guys. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so we know our woodcutter is over here. He is depositing logs, which is good. He's already cut 107 logs. We have 20 logs on us. So let's go ahead and craft some planks. We'll go ahead and go to another 50 shot here. Well, I went past that. I wasn't paying attention, but that's fine. I keep wanting to double click W to make him run. I gotta get used to this. While we're out here, let's go ahead and decorate the outside a little bit. Uh, Decorations. You also have these window bars that you could use, but I don't ever use them. Let's put them a little awning on the door. Two. I really love this game, guys. I don't know. I just love medieval times. Um, I kind of wish I was born during medieval times, or was able to invent a time machine and go back to medieval times. All right, we have some props here. Um, I don't want to put no props out. Uh, is it under? I thought he's under decorations. Outdoors. Furniture. Outdoors. Okay. Let's put them a little bench out here. That way, if they need to take a break, they can. Put one for their visitors. And then, can't do the well yet. We can do a wooded fence, like a handrail type thing. All right. I think that's good for the outside, guys. Let's go back in. Now, let's make a couple dining chairs. You don't have to place these the way they snap. Uh, you can rotate them. Sometimes it's a little hard to see if you got a second floor on you, like I do. All right, and then let's put them a rustic rack down here. Let's put it over here by the door. We'll turn it around that way. I think it just looks better that way. All right, now it is time to make this a house. And we are going to make their bedroom upstairs. And place it as close to the wall as we can. Now, you see up here in the right hand top corner, we've got a 192 out of 14 structure score, a decoration score of 108.30. But that's going to go up here in just a second because I am also going to replace or place them down a wardrobe. And you can, if you build a house for yourself, uh, you can use this wardrobe in your house. Or, if you don't build a house, like I don't normally build myself a house, but if you walk up to a wardrobe and hit E, you can add some different things. I don't really like the hats. Um, Basic tunic, clean tunic with vest and sleeves, a rough tunic, a clean tunic B vest, we're supposed to be a lord, so let's do a fine tunic. There we go. And I don't really like the. You can also change the color of your clothes. I think no, blue. There we go. And we'll put leather boots on. And then click finish. And there you go. Okay, and to assign the villagers, you just hit the K key, go to buildings, go to your house, click drop, click drop. Okay, it says our woodcutter can be upgraded. You go to maintenance. It does cost 100 gold. I would recommend uh, waiting because you need to go for the other things. But the forager, if you put down 2 forage baskets like I did, you can automatically go to a level 2 forager for 0 gold. It's free, and that gives you an extra uh, work slot. Let's go out of it, and then we can go back into it. See, now you can have 3 foragers instead of 2. Okay, and to manually until you get a storage market storage built, to manually fuel your homes, you have to have some kindling on you, and then you just go to the maintenance tab and you go down here and add kindle or add fuel. All right, that should make them a little bit happier. All right, so we got them a home, a pretty nice home, I do believe. And I like the way that roof looks. So I am going to take a screenshot. Then I am going to walk up to it to where it shows up. Hit Q. And hang on, I gotta figure out how to do this again. You can check to see who's living in it. What is Elizabeth doing? She's a forager. So I am going to make. We're going to rename this to to a lumber mill house. Alright, going to go to Q, select the entire building. Prefab name. We're going to say basic 2-story home. You can save the prefab or you can upload it to the Steam Workshop, which I'm going to do. And then your creation has been uploaded. But that's that's pretty much it right there. Um, I'll be making more videos on this. Uh, it's getting kind of late here, and I'm starting to get a little tired. So we will continue uh, in the next video. But until then, this is RB Gaming, and I am out. Have a great day.